Okay, so got a Scag SWZ 52, and the brake here was all jacked up. It's not completely fixed right now. I gotta get a longer bolt, another spacer, 1.75" to get this knuckle outside of where I fixed it. If you look down the side there, you can't really see, but down the side there is where the original shaft was. That's welded through here. This thing is completely wore out. It was garbage. So I took a 7/8 outside diameter, had a 1/2 inch inside diameter, drilled it out to 5/8, slid over the bolt or the metal shaft that was wore out, welded it on the inside, got some bronze 7/8 ID bushings. They might be the same ones that they use in the front spindles and whatnot. Got them at the hardware store. You see here, one goes this way, second one goes this way. Had to sand it down a little bit. They stuck out just a little bit farther than that. Got some, I'm not sure what you call these things here, but they're like stops with the inch ID to match these 7/8 or 1-inch OD on the bushing, and tighten her down on the set screw into the brass, pushes against the steel, so if I have to pull this whole thing off I can. I welded this one to this the brake bracket, so I took the factory one off. That looked like this. You see how it's wore out, oblong. So the shaft looked even worse than that. This thing literally sat at an angle about like that. It wore out so bad. There's no grease zerk on this at all, which is weird. Everything else has grease zerk on this thing. I mean, this thing is solid. So I added a 1/4 grease zerk on this side because it doesn't hit anything, doesn't interfere with anything. It's pretty, you can't get much grease in there. It's pretty tight fit, but it works really well. And that handle, this whole handle assembly, is $282 to replace it. I've got a new decal for that. I'm trying to scrape that off. I can't seem to find one for this that has a parking brake on it. But yeah, this brake's nice assembly. It works like it should. I'll take this off here so you can see what it'll look like tomorrow. I get a longer bolt. It'll bring it out to here with a longer spacer, and it'll clear that. And it allows me to bring it all the way up so I can actually restart it because it's got the safety thing on there. But yeah, it cost me $36 in parts. These were $10 a piece. That center spacer, 5/8 or a 1/2 inch ID with 7/8 OD. It cost me $11 at the hardware store here in town. But I don't have to drive anywhere, didn't have to do anything spectacular. Welded up really well. I mean, this is the way it's supposed to be. So, but I'll get her back up and running and change the spindles right now too. The bearings were shot in all three of them, so just taking them apart little by little and putting the parts cleaner, get them cleaned up, and got the main housing sitting in purple power to get all the grass and everything off it. This stuff's amazing for cleaning stuff. It really works good on organic material. It cleans metal pretty good too. But yeah, it's coming together, and I'll be glad to start mowing with this thing. So that's all I got. So if you want a mod or repair your brake assembly here, let me know and I can send you a parts list.